buying this product. You should get a Google Drive folder with all of this in it, and I would recommend just leaving these as templates and making copies as needed. So that way you can use them over and over, and you'll just hook them up the same way every single time. So first thing I would do is you need to choose which way you want to sort. So there's a sort by date option, and there's a sort by drop down or text option. So first thing I would do is just pick which way you want to sort your people, because it does make a slight difference in the code how the sorting is going to work. So let's say we're going to sort by date. There's also PDF instructions in here, so if you don't want to watch a video, there's step-by-step instructions on how to get this all set up in this lovely PDF. So it gives you the links, and it also walks you step by step through the setup process. But obviously I'm going to walk you through it right here as well. So I'm going to right click, make a copy of the spreadsheet. So I'm going to be working with these two that say copy of right here. I'm going to go ahead and open both of those up. Google Sheet is going to look empty. That is because all of the stuff you'll need on this Google Sheet is actually going to happen when we hook up the Google form to it, and there's some code in here that is running in the background that you can't see yet. So we'll get to that in a second. First thing we're going to do is go in the Google form, and I would just start by getting this Google form set up how you want it to. So obviously you're going to change the name of it. So right now I have it as like a session sign up, so maybe the students, or sorry, no, this is a date one. So this one's like a tutoring sign up. So tutoring sign up. The other example I have in there is like a student signing up for activities sign up sheet. Obviously you'll want to delete out all my text, all that good business. I have it set up to collect email addresses. Obviously, like that's all in the form settings. So you can explore through that if you want to. You can change anything you want. Right now, the code is going to expect the date to be in the fourth question, and that's okay if you want to move it around, but you'll have to watch the other video so you can see the very small tweak you'll have to make if this is not the fourth question, which is totally fine. So I have it as last name, first name, date you'd like to be tutored, and this is an actual like date picker, so they'll click that and they'll be able to like see a calendar and click it, which class they're in, and which subject they want tutored in. Obviously all of this you can tweak to your own needs. So now that I've got it set up the way I want it to, I'm going to go to the Responses tab, and I'm going to click the little spreadsheet icon. And I want to, instead of create a new spreadsheet, which is what I normally do for a Google form, I want to hit Select Existing Spreadsheet, because I want to hook it up to that Google Sheet that has the code in it. So copy of sign up and sort by date. And that's actually going to open that up again. Sorry, I forgot about that. So you'll see this tab is now not empty. So before it was just sheet 1, now it's hooked up to the actual Google form, whatever you typed in. So that's why I say set it up first, and that way whenever you hook them together, then that way it's going to pop up the way you want it to. I'm going to give this 1 second to load, and then I'll show you how to go in and tweak the code in here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL up here, so copy that. We're going to go into Extensions, App Script. This actually brings up a code editor, and this is where I wrote the code to make all this work. And the only thing you have to do is copy and paste that URL right in here. So remember, you want the spreadsheet URL, not the URL right here. And then actually we can even delete this, like edit, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that'll affect anything, but I'm going to just in case. Okay, so that's in there. I'm going to hit Control S for save, or there's a little save button right here that you can use. says saving project, it'll take just a second. And then once that orange dot is gone, then you know you're good. The next thing I need to do is go in here to triggers. And I'm going to hit add trigger here in the bottom right. Select event type. I need to change to on form submit. So that's the event that I want to trigger the code. So once I hit save, it's going to bring up this big scary warning here in a second. I'm going to click my name. Okay, and then it's saying Google hasn't verified this app, and it's just because I wrote the code and Google hasn't like gone through and checked this or anything. This is just my own code that I wrote, so it's not as scary as it looks. So yeah, I'm going to click advanced right here. Continue only if you understand the risks, and then go down here to sort by date. Unsafe. I promise it's not scary. It's like 20 lines of code. Okay, and then you're going to go down here to allow. Okay, and then now you should see the trigger right here. So on form submit is what we want to trigger this code. And then that should be it. You should be good to go. So now what's going to happen is anytime somebody submits this form, so I'm going to go and pretend to submit this form so you can see what happens. Anytime somebody submits this form, it's going to push them into a tab by the tutoring date. So date you'd like tutoring. So let's say I want tutoring on Friday. I don't know that anybody would, but I'm a freshman. I want math and English help. And you can leave a note if you want to. I'm going to hit submit, and hopefully, as long as we've hooked everything up right, it's going to push into its own tab. Cool. So right here where it says form responses, which is where you normally see everything, it's still going to show up the big giant list that you're used to. But now it's going to also be sorting all the other sheets. So actually I'm going to delete this sheet 1 out of here. And now we're good to go. So it's going to sort people into tabs. So 10, 28, 22 now has its own tab. And so anybody who signs up for 10, 28, 22 is going to be pushed into here, and it's going to show you a list of who needs tutoring that day. And then if somebody signs up for another date that's not 10, 28, 22, it's going to create a new tab and a new tab and a new tab. And you can always go and delete these once that date has passed. Or if you want like a record, you can right click it and say hide sheet. So let's say we do that. And then that's kind of gone from your view, so you don't have to look at all of them. And then you can always go back into all sheets and pull that back up later if you need it. But lots of things you can do with this. Hopefully this all works for you and you don't have any issues. If you do, feel free to email me or watch the next video if there's a slight tweak you think you might need to make to this to make it work.